do it. Live now from my parents' basement. It's Blind Run with Son of a Tech. Shouldn't listen to a guy living in his parents' basement about making money on the internet. It's a terrible idea. I don't know what you guys are doing here. Seems awful. I don't know. Just, but I'll take it. What's going on, everybody? Today, we're going to be talking about the cryptocurrency mining tanking, essentially, revenue falling. We're going to talk about revenue falling for the miners moving from China to the US. We are going to be talking about, of course, current profitability. We do have patch notes for a new miner. TeamBlackMiner did launch one about 3 hours ago. So we're going to go over the patch notes for that. And then from there, we'll get into questions. So if you have any super chats, etc., try to hold them to the end. I mean, I definitely appreciate them no matter what, but if you hold them to the end, it's easier for me to get to a question. I guess I should say, if you're going to attach your super chat to a question, save it till the end. The questions at the end always go in order of super chats first, tagging my name first, and then whatever else I can find within it. So that's kind of where we're at. And yes, we talked about crypto.com yesterday, and then basically owning a stadium. But you guys understand that news, and they are on the pump. So that's been pretty cool. Obviously, if you have a card with them, you have some locked up, so you should be benefiting from it, and that's super neat. We're going to get into today's topics right after a word from today's sponsor. Today's video is brought to you in partnership with GamerSupps. GamerSupps provides a healthy alternative to sugary energy drinks with delicious flavors like Misfits Melon or my favorite Blue Raz. I use the GamerSupps as an alternative to support my active lifestyle outside of content creation. Caffeine-free options are great for late-night gaming after the kids have gone to bed. And my favorite part about GamerSupps is that they accept cryptocurrency, and for a limited time, when you purchase a tub with cryptocurrency, you will receive a Bitcoin shaker. Follow the affiliate link in the description, and don't forget to use code SOAT at checkout. And we're back. So definitely I appreciate GamerSupps. I got their little shaker right here. You can get a Bitcoin shaker as well. It does say they are sold out, but if you use the promo code and you buy it with crypto, then you can get the shaker for free. If you're already purchasing a tub, I get a kickback. It's 20% of whatever you spend. I think right now that's equivalent to like a couple $100 for the month. We are going to be talking this week about the ethical lines I've drawn personally in crypto as a content creator, and then we're going to talk about the potential for like making money as a creator and all of that. I'm going to try to keep it in the most positive light manner, and it's taking me a while to get through it because I have a lot of negative external influences right now in my life, so I'm trying to make sure that I approach it tactfully, etc. We're going to talk about TeamBlackMiner first, because of course that's going to be the easiest one to knock out of the way. Once we start talking about mining revenue, we're going to have quite a bit to chat about. So hopping into the notes, this is going to be for TeamBlackMiner version 1.26, released 4 hours ago. And here is the info. Added light hash rate unlock option that can give a plus 20% boost on light hash rate cards in video with lower power. What? All right, there it is. Light hash rate unlock on TeamBlackMiner. So we have some testing to do, don't we? Look forward to that this week. We will probably be working on that for sure, because that is going to be super important to get into, because it's a new miner with a light hash rate unlock. I assume they're using NB Miner's version more than likely. So, keep that in mind. Reduced duplicate shares on Hivon pool and possibly on Ethereum Stratum 1.0 pools. Number 3, faster reconnect to pool if pool does not resolve or is not available. And intensity switch to 24 default on Ethermine for AMD cards. Testing on Windows, Linux tomorrow. So my assumption, I guess, is that the testing's been done on Windows and Linux has not been tested yet. And that seems to ring true when we come down here. Okay. So if you guys are interested, I think we will test it since it does have a light hash rate unlock now. We have a new miner, with light hash rate unlocks going on. So I think we definitely have to cover it. Let me know if you guys test out the new TeamBlackMiner version 1.26 on light hash rate GPUs, what you're getting down in the comment section below. Obviously, the live chat hasn't gotten there yet. Maybe you'll get there by the end of the show, though, and you can get me up to date. So we have essentially a ton of basically bad news surrounding, I suppose, crypto mining profits in general. It's super interesting because at this point, what you need to take into account is that like the difficulty's been spiking, but now the price is going down. And it was kind of weird because we were pretty much sitting at this weird spot where diff was going up and price was going up. So you weren't really like, it wasn't like you were basically just seeing the same profits all the time on Ethereum. And what's happened now is our diff's gone up, but the price has gone down. So we're hurting pretty bad on profits. We're going to talk about that. There's somebody else hurting on profits, and that is mining companies that were located in China and their Q4 revenue. So today we're going to talk about Bit Mining's Q4 revenue to fall due to its mining pool exiting China. It's interesting too because it says it's mining pool. There you go. All right. So the crypto mining firm is working to mitigate the revenue lost during its migration out of China. Hong Kong-based cryptocurrency miner Bit Mining, BTCM, said fourth quarter revenue will fall 10 to 20% as its mining pool business, BTC.com, completely exited the Chinese market. The company is working on solutions with existing users in China, such as migrating such users' mining machines to overseas markets so that they may have access to our services in a compliant manner, the company said in a filing on Thursday. Bitmining also said that it expects that its continued growth in international markets will help offset the loss of business in China. The company reported third quarter revenue of $404.3 million, down about 9% from the previous quarter, mainly due to the suspension of its data centers in Sichuan, China, and a decrease in revenues from the mining pool business. The miner said that it completed the migration of all its Bitcoin mining machines to the US and Kazakhstan. The shares of Bit Mining have fallen about 25% this year, while Bitcoin price rose about 100%. I'm just like, you know what I mean? It's China. Figure it out. Just turn them off, man. Send them to me. I'll run them. I got this, boys. Send them to me. I'll run them. You guys are good. Exit the business. 9% down for $104.3 million in third quarter revenue. So I guess they'll be 10% down from there. Oh no, they're only going to have a revenue of $360 million. Dude, moving all that stuff though has to be extremely expensive. Right? Extremely expensive. There's like, I can't even imagine moving all that stuff over to the US. Well, and I should say America, because it's clear that pretty much Canada and the United States are essentially both getting all of the miners from China. So that's one reason some people are losing revenue. And that is basically due to, and this is Q4, and that's due to, of course, the ridiculous rules going on in China surrounding cryptocurrency. Probably because it's a super big threat to the powers in charge that exist within China to control the people. Probably has something to do with that, I would assume. All right, so we also have, of course, some U.S. tax regulation that we're going to talk about too, but we're going to save that. Let's go ahead and look at the mining revenue for us as cryptocurrency miners, hanging out for the day on what to mine. RTX 3090, let's calculate it out. We are down to $7.12 a day on Ethereum with an RTX 3090. Thanks to, of course, the drop in price for Ethereum down to $4,092. If we take a look at a 5700 XT, which is a bulk majority of my farm, those are down to $3.49 a day after 10 cents a kilowatt hour. Let's go ahead and take a look at the 3080 Ti. Ethereum is still on top at 85 megahash a second, which I still think is not true, at $5.18. And it looks like the flux and stuff is all dropping down. It's going to get interesting real quick. Ergo is not number one for the 3080 Ti anymore. Finally, 2080 Ti. And there's where the flux comes in. So flux, we're at $3.74 a day on a 2080 Ti. Bam. There you go. All right, so let's take a look at the ASIC miners as well. Specifically, I want to look at the L3 Plus because those are what I'm running. $5.32 a day currently. Not too shabby. It hasn't dropped a lot. Ethereum has dropped a lot. The L3 Plus is not. Oh, actually, let's go down here. $4.67 a day. There we are. My bad. That was the L3 Plus, which, to be honest, mine's running at and we'll do a video over it. So you can overclock them. The L3 Plus will run at the 580 megahash a second. So there's no worries there. Of course, still the top ones here. We got Gold Shell, KD5, making that sweet 247 US dollars a day. Now that was much higher. And one of the things that I was thinking about is when you could buy them, they were $37,000. And your ROI just got pooped on. No, it didn't. You're fine. It makes so much money. It's ridiculous. I wish I would have bought one. Oh, that's where it's at right there. That KD5, boys. That's the dream. Living the dream if you got one of those right now. Alrighty, so Raptorium mining. 5900X, 238 a day. 3900X, 238 a day. Here's what's interesting. If you go take a look at pricing, I believe the 5900X is getting cheaper. So it was like $5.19 on Amazon, $4.99 at Micro Center. The 3900X is going on eBay for a lot of money. All right, so here's the deal, guys. They are basically the same processor from the perspective of mining Raptorium. So buy whichever one is cheaper. Of course, the motherboards might be more expensive. You'll have to take a look. So we're going to be looking at more of like how you would build one for profitability. coming up soon. Excuse the yawn. The problem is the increase, of course, in all of the difficulty on Raptorium. All right. So, what are we doing now? I think that covers it all. Oh, well, yeah, we can still go over mining profits dropping. I'm down to $333 a day. So we're still down. We were at 400 a day. It's rough. I did get my rigs back up. So we're at 5.12 gigahash a second. And I'm going to head out there. I have 3 more cards to put on the network. And we have 1063 gigs that we need to put together to put on Flux. I don't know when I'm going to get out there to do it. Holidays are coming up. And obviously, like, my holidays are going to be really, really weird. I'm all over the place. I don't really have like a home right now. So as far as like trying to manage kids, drops off, pickups, holiday season, I don't know where I'm at because I'm basically starting today. I had the kids today through, I guess, next weekend. So that's a lot. It's just me. So I'm going to be a little busy. I'm going to be trying to work here at night. So I know TeamBlackMiner's coming. I know us talking about crypto, I guess, content creator, how crypto content creators make, how much they make, I guess, too, to a certain extent. But I just don't know what we're going to do as far as the rest of the videos go. All right, so let's look at the mining pool profits and see if we should be switching. We got basically last day, Nanopool was in first with Mining Pool Hub in second and Ethermine in third. Last 3 days, Nanopool remains on top with Mining Pool Hub in second and 2 miners in third. Last 7 days, you have this ZET pool that I think a lot of people are confused on because it doesn't say that it supports MEV, but it has been profitable, oddly enough. I think it hit some really big blocks. Nanopool manages to take second again, and Mining Pool Hub. Last 14 days, ZET at the top with Mining Pool Hub in second and Ethermine in third. Last 21 days, ZET in first with Mining Pool Hub in second and Crazy Pool in third. Last 30 days, we have Mining Pool Hub in first with Crazy Pool in second and Ethermine in third. Last 60 days, we have Crazy Pool in first with Ethermine in second and Mining Pool Hub in third. And then the last 90 days, we have Crazy Pool in first with Ethermine in second and Mining Pool Hub in third. So that's kind of what we're looking at as far as what's shaking out. Obviously, like if we're looking at the last week, it really is looking like Nanopool is coming out of nowhere to find some good blocks. Here's the warning about that. Nanopool found some good blocks. It doesn't mean that they're going to continue to be profitable at this time. It could be that tomorrow Flexpool finds a really big block and everybody mining on Flexpool makes a ton of money, right? So there you go. And you just don't know. There's also Ethermine. It could happen on Ethermine and they pop off and get a big block and all the miners that are over there get good. Now, the smaller the pool you're on and the more your hash rate in comparison to the rest of the hash rate on the pool, if one of those pools hits a big block, you're going to be a lot better off. So like Flex Pool being a smaller pool compared to like say Ethermine or whatever means that in theory you would get more. Now, a big problem I have with Flex Pool right now personally is their 10% MEV fee, and it hasn't been performing that well. A lot of people have asked me to check out Crazy Pool again, but if we look at the last week, they're pretty far down in revenue. So there's that. They're pretty much at the bottom. They could hit a big block though, like I said. And then that's where it would be at. All the Ryans in the chat. There you go. Difficulty hasn't really spiked at all on Ethereum. We got 20%, 27% of the known hash rate on ethermine.org, 26% of the known hash rate on F2 Pool, and almost 10% of the hash rate on Hive on Pool. There's, of course, Poolin. I use Poolin for my Doge and Litecoin miners, which are doing pretty good. And then my Handshake miner went down, so I'm going to have to go check that out today. And what else went down? My library miner went down. There's reviews for those on the channel if you want to check them out. Also, speaking of library, make sure you guys go follow me on Nevermind. If you caught it, you caught it. Go do it, please. But you guys should know how that rolls. Let's get into the final article for the day. And that's going to be U.S. Congressman to introduce bill to modify crypto tax provision in the infrastructure law. U.S. President Joe Biden signed the infrastructure bill into law on Monday. A bipartisan group of U.S. lawmakers have introduced a bill to amend. Let me get this closer. To amend the crypto-related provisions in the bipartisan infrastructure bill signed into law earlier this week. The Keep Innovation in America Act, introduced Thursday, would amend the definition of a crypto broker included in the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act. The bipartisan infrastructure bill passed by both the House and the Senate earlier this year before being signed into law by U.S. President Joe Biden. The bill also seeks to modify a provision of the new law that amends Section 6050I in the tax code, as well as address transactions between brokers and non-brokers. It goes through the people who introduced the bill, so if you're interested, definitely go check out who these people are, so you can vote accordingly. McHenry, the ranking member of the House Financial Services Committee, said the bill would provide additional clarity on the scope of the infrastructure bill in a statement. Quote, on the one hand, we have the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act that President Biden signed into law on Monday. It includes digital asset reporting requirements that threaten to push innovators and entrepreneurs overseas, he said. Quote, this would leave the U.S. as a passive observer of a rapidly evolving industry. On the other hand, we can fix these poorly constructed standards and ensure that they are compatible with how this new technology actually works. The infrastructure law, first introduced by Senator Rob Portman of Ohio and Kristen Sinema of Arizona, I don't know, among others, contained a provision. Excuse me. There we go. Contains a provision that seeks to expand the definition of a broker for crypto tax reporting purposes. The provision drew the ire of the crypto industry amid concerns that the definition would include wallet manufacturers or software developers who would be unable to comply with the tax reporting requirements. The provision could raise nearly $30 billion in tax revenue over the next decade. So I'm hearing explanation. Currently, the way the infrastructure bill would work, as it's written, is the concern is that things like MetaMask, even decentralized exchanges such as Uniswap, Ergo Address, like we went over, would require those types of utilities to essentially report user information to the IRS, I guess, at this point. And that would be a problem because they are, decentralized systems. So that's kind of where it's in kind of contention. At one point, what would happen possibly would be basically, I guess, to regulate that, ISPs and stuff would start blocking access to things such as MetaMask, Yori, Uniswap, whatever it may be, right? And that's the worry there. So right now what we're doing is they're talking about essentially there is going to be an amendment, or there's been one proposed, and it was proposed by specifically these representatives right here. So go check them out. And it's supposed to fix this. So another provision which amends Section 6050I would require recipients of transactions to maintain know your customer information from the senders. That's the big one. So KYC, we've talked about KYC, know your customer. Basically, to use something like MetaMask or whatever MetaMask to be compliant would have to come out and say, okay, well, we need a picture of your state ID, we need your social security number, and the blood from your firstborn. And obviously, cryptocurrency users don't appreciate that, all right? The bill introduced Thursday would modify both of these provisions. Senator Cynthia Lummis and Ron Wyden, who both advocated for narrowing the scope of the broker definition, while the Senate was evaluating the original infrastructure bill in August, introduced their own bill to exempt blockchain validators and non-custodial product vendors from the law on Monday. On Wednesday, Lummis also tweeted a photo of what appears to be a Senate version of the Keep Innovation in America Act. We have to figure out how to balance consumer protections and reasonable oversight while simultaneously providing these technologies and companies with the necessary space they need to grow, innovate, and democratize the financial sector, Ryan said in a statement. So there you go. There's the update. I hope you guys understand what's going on. I hope I explained it well enough and why this would be a problem as it currently sits, and then what they're doing to hopefully, resolve that issue, or at least what some people in our government are doing to resolve it. The issue is, I guess, the sweeping act of the bill went through, House and Senate. Was the main focus everything outside of the cryptocurrency, or was the cryptocurrency a big portion of that? It feels like the cryptocurrency is a big portion of that because the claimed number of revenue, if they leave it as is, from cryptocurrency alone is $30 billion. So modifying this after it's already passed means basically potentially reducing that $30 billion in tax revenue, which means it'll probably be very difficult for this Keep Innovation in America Act to actually get any headway. That's my humble opinion. So I don't know what you guys think. If I'm being realistic here, I don't know that this Keep Innovation in America Act will do anything. But that's kind of where I'm at, unfortunately. Let's get into questions for the day. We have about 30 minutes for it. And I'm going to start, of course, with anybody that has any donations or super chats. And then anybody that hits the @ button, @SonOfATech, and answers or asks a question, and we'll get into those right now. I think we covered essentially all the big news for today, which is fantastic. Fantastic. All right. I see a lot of stuff getting hidden. I'm not going to unhide it because of the foul language. That doesn't mean that I agree or disagree with your statements. It just means because of the foul language, I am not going to unhide it. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. CS says, @SonOfATech, what happens if revenue continues to fall? Well, if revenue continues to fall, then you just need to buy more equipment. So, we were doing $200 a day, and then we started doing $400 a day. I kept buying more equipment, and it kept going, and then I got up to $500 a day, and then it comes back down, and we're in the 300s. So overall, it's still. Remember my discussion with mining discipline? Does anybody remember this one? It was in a live stream. I think we talked about We talked about it, but the idea is to, stay true to the path, stay on the path, don't get swayed from the path. And if you're a miner, what are you doing? You're mining. And your goal is to increase the amount that you're mining, and you shouldn't be influenced or discouraged by decreasing profits, because if you're always scared and skittish around that, you're going to not have that discipline to continue to take the profits that you're making from mining, reinvest it into more equipment, and then just keep going. Is this financial advice? No, but it's what I'm doing at this point. If you can get up to the point to where, you have a livable wage during a bear market mining, then that's where you want to be, right? And then when the good times come, the good times come, and the bad times come, the bad times come. At this point, like I said before too, you still have to keep into consideration that we aren't going to have anything, as far as chip supply availability until end of 2022 at the earliest. Really, the foundries won't be operational until 2023. So you still are investing in equipment in silicon that should maintain value, if not go up in value at this time. And that's going to be true for pretty much almost anything but the US dollar at this point too. So keep in mind that you probably just want to get everything that you can out of, at least what I'm doing is getting everything I can out of the US dollar. I'm 90% leveraged in cryptocurrency right now. And, that's kind of how I feel. Or assets, right? I should say assets, because all the mining and whatever. So that's where we're at. Brandy Lewis says, son of a tech, my rigs randomly all shut down this morning. Nothing was changed. There were running 5 days, no issues. Then randomly this morning, they started shutting down for no reason. I don't know. I would need more information. Did they all shut down at the same time? Is your internet up? What's going on there? AA says, son of a tech, how has paying taxes improved your life over the past years? Well, obviously that is going to be, well, everybody knows the libertarian answers to that. I wouldn't worry about it, man. We're all on the same page. This is a cryptocurrency channel. We're all on the same page. You asked thoughts on HNT mining. I have no thoughts. I ordered 2 HNT miners in October of last year, and they never shipped it to me. 2 different companies, and I hate the hardware companies. It's the same reason I hate ASICs. Availability of hardware, scams, and just frustration. And by the time you ever get them, it's too late. Because why? Because everybody else that builds them is mining on them and making the money. So I don't like HNT. Detroit Irish, son of a tech, mining everything to ETH. Half stays in ETH and half caused out for bullion. I don't even know what bullion is. Bullion? I have to Google it. You like my controller? I was playing Forza Horizon 5. I just did the intro and then quit. I didn't feel like playing anymore. I was going to save it to play with the kids. Waz, what's going on, my man? He says, son of a tech, I think the question about revenue still stands. If the amount of ETH being mined for the same hash power is going down, is the answer just buy more cards? So, I mean, it's obviously going to be up to you on what you're trying to do. So there's one of two, there's 2 things that could happen, right? You take your profits, you buy more equipment, you keep mining, you make the little bit more. Then the market continues to go down, but because you bought more cards, you kind of still keep your same revenue, right? Other than paying for power, which is, part of the cost that will go up there. But you're still, in general, most of the time, as that price goes down, if you're buying more equipment, it should level that out. The other option that happens, right, is that you keep buying cards, maintaining that whole entire thought process of mining discipline, mining enough to buy another card, buy the card, put it on the network. And then the price of crypto goes up. Now all of a sudden you're doing way better than you were doing. So either you're hedging against it going down in price because you're buying more equipment. This also stops you from like losing all your hodl, right? Like if you're just hodling that ETH and you're in a bear market and it keeps going down and down and down and down and down, well, you're selling as it goes down to buy more equipment. So you're going to be a lot less likely to get caught in just hodling to the floor. So there you go. Those are your two options. Like even the bad option, still pretty good. Plus, keep in mind, you got that equipment you can resell. That's how my thought process is going on it. All right. Oh, let's see. Anthony, thank you for the €2. My problem, can't find any GPUs at, can't find any GPUs. You're at 2.4 gigahash a second at the moment. Congratulations, good sir. Kind of a bummer that everything went down in price. Finding GPUs can be difficult. I'm not sure what area you're in. I'm assuming the UK. I heard the UK was getting really good prices on 1660 Supers and TIs. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. Those would be good ones to pick up though, because you can get their 30 megahash a second off of them. So there's that. All right. Gaming session with CED. Thanks for the $4.99. Welcome to the Suns on Twitch. Yeah, so even the 1660 Supers I was buying for $5.69 are sold out now. So everybody's been buying them for mining. Look at that. Would you look at that? Would you just look at that? Man, I should have bought more. Nah, it's fine. I bought 3070s and shit. I don't know. Anyways. Wild. Coyote says, Son of a Tech, what do you think about Snow Dog DAO? It's a fork of Time Wonderland. I have no idea. I haven't researched and never even heard of it. Barton Chavalino. Oh, bro, I can't get the last name. I apologize. Son of a Tech, how's the morning going? It's going good. I got some pretty solid sleep in. I got this new like sleep support stuff. It still has like the melatonin in it, which I'm not a big fan of because I don't think messing with your serotonin levels while you go to bed is good. Like I think that your body should regulate that portion by itself, but whatever. Anyways, it's got like the valerian root in it, and now I'm gonna draw blanks. Anyways, I did that. Felt pretty good today. I have some lower back issues going on, just from all the jiu-jitsu and stuff. So I need to get back in and and my workouts have been really late because life's been crazy, but it is what it is. Ted says, Son of a Tech, I found the 6700 XT last night for $650. It's weird, right? I mean, I think that's a good price. What's your ROI on that though right now? Is that that's like $3 a day? Calculator, see you later. Yeah, $3 a day. $650 divided by 3. Bam! 216-day ROI. We got December, January, February, March, April. We got 7 months. 7.5 months. 7 times 28 equals plus 10. Woo, buddy, you're cutting that ROI close to ETH merge. Respect. Respect. Of course, mining profits are probably going to go back up. You're probably good. Wallace says $5. Awesome answer. Thank you. Yes, sir. I don't even remember what the question or the answer was. So the Avenger says, I wonder how much the price of GPUs would crash if the crypto market crashes 80%. I don't know. I think the demand is still there. Most gamers have not upgraded to the 3000 series. I think there's a lot less 3000 and 6000 series GPUs in existence than you would actually think. I do think that like obviously like your Polaris cards are going to drop to like $75 a pop. I'm talking RX 480s, 580s, 470s, and 570s, right? All those are going to drop to like $75 a pop. Then the biggest drops after that is probably going to be the 5700 XTs. I would assume in the 5700s, I would assume those probably drop down into the $300 price range. And then I would assume that your 5600 XTs drop into the $200 price range. But I think your RTX 3000 series are going to maintain value. I think that your RX 6000 series are going to maintain value, especially the 3090s and the 6900 XTs. I think they're going to maintain value there at that price point. The 6000 series from AMD is going to drop in price drastically, probably more close to the 5000 series, like the 5700, because their stock is so low. But I don't think that there's a lot of, I think there are very, very, very little AMD cards on the market. Like almost none. I really do. And then as far as like the 3000 series, like I said, 3090 is going to be fine. I don't think like the light hash rate stuff's going to matter that much. The 3080 Ti's will probably be good. And then if you go all the way down, probably like the 3060s will be fine too. I think like the 3090s will drop to like 1500 a pop. Yeah. Gaming session with said Son of a Tech, what do you think of mining some unminable coins like Solana? I mean, sorry. So I mean, you always use unminable if that's what you want to do. At the same time, all it's doing is mining ETH and then swapping it out. Jeff Rodriguez, thanks. God dang it. I need water is what I need. Thanks for the $10, Jeff. Forza 5 is great. My first mining rig is my sim rig you made in early 2020. A few weeks after sim rig build, I discovered mining. I haven't used it as a sim rig until Forza 5 came out last week. Awesome. Hope you're enjoying it. I was enjoying it. I think I'm going to enjoy it with the kids a lot. Ryan says, do you think the GPU manufacturers are just holding out on us to make more money? No, I do not. I think that the factories will not be completed until 2023. In fact, that's what I know. And then once they meet the supply demand on the manufacturing level, then they have to meet the supply demand on the rest of the supply chain, right? So your delivery, which obviously we know there's issues with. So, when does that all come back? I don't know. I don't even know if it ever comes back. I don't even know if it ever comes back. Ted said, right now you can, AMD, you can only find 6600, 6900 XTs. I've only seen the 6900 XTs. I haven't even seen the 6600s. I still need a 6600 for testing. Timothy Allen says, that son of a tech, I read an article about how ETH is turning into a stored value crypto that people are forced to pay for its utility. All the recent changes increase its value for investors, but not users. So you're saying like a store of value, it would be a very bad store of value because there's no cap. Like if your intention is to do a stored value, then you just swap to Bitcoin. That's my opinion. I would not utilize ETH as that for a couple of reasons. One is that that's not the purpose of ETH. So that means that essentially because it's not the purpose of ETH, it's not designed to do that. Eventually that store of value goes away. And second is because of the fees, right? So like the problem is that that investment is getting messed with by the halving as well, or not the halving, but the sorry, I'm blanking. By the burning, right, which in theory is supposed to make it go up in price, but also by the move to proof of stake and what's going to function there. So once it moves to proof of stake, right now it's almost like it's a forced store of value. That's what ETH feels like. ETH feels like it's a forced store of value because to do anything with your ETH, it costs so much money that nobody that's a regular human being can even use the damn thing, right? That's the problem with Ethereum. Ethereum is just the crypto of the elites, right? If you have millions of dollars, then paying those fees doesn't really matter. And you're just playing with the market and having fun. If you're trying to get into cryptocurrency and trade NFTs and have a good time or whatever and kind of play around with it, you can't even utilize Ethereum really. Not to its full potential, at least. You can utilize like the side chains to get around stuff, or you can use some sort of centralized platform to do it, but then you don't even control your crypto. So what are you really learning about? Pretty much nothing. Your best bet, I think, right now is to start getting familiar in on the ground game of things like Ergo, even Cardano, right? Polkadot, whatever it may be. Now for us, because we're proof of work, we're going to be super heavy on like that Cardano Ergo partnership. Yeah. But I do like DOT a lot as well. You're going to get into that stuff. You're going to start using that for your NFTs and your decentralized finance. That's what you're going to start doing. That's what the people, us the people can do. That's what us the people can do without the millions of dollars to be messing with people on Ethereum. But that may change when Ethereum moves to proof of stake, if it does everything it's supposed to do, which is drop the fees, right? All of a sudden, everybody that was utilizing ETH as a store of value is in trouble. So you got to be very careful. Sure, you could use it as a store of value, but you're going to want to dump it before it gets into that. But the other problem is when you dump it before it goes to proof of stake, you're going to take all the fee losses. But what's going to happen once everybody is shifted over to proof of stake and all of a sudden their fees are low and the price goes up because the merge was successful? It's going to be a huge, crazy spike into a huge, crazy dump. That's what it's going to be. It's going to go way up. Everybody's going to be like, oh, I made money and the fees are low. I can finally get out. And then it's going to crash itself. It's a terrible store of value, especially with everything that's about to happen. So that's my opinion, not financial advice. I'm not going to hodl ETH through the merge. It sounds like a nightmare. All right, let's get to it. ERT Ted said Newegg has decent combos with the 66. All right, I'm going. RX 6600. RX 6600. Bruh. I don't see any good deals. These all look. Oh, there we go. There's one. Oh, that's not bad. But okay. It's the Asus Dual. All right. You convinced me I'm buying it. Hold on. 3 items. Oh, I got an Xbox Game Pass for PC. I already have that, Newegg. Why don't you just not give me trash I don't want? Secure checkout. No. Do I want... We're going to do this in a bit. I don't want to unlock any of that right now. All right. Thanks for letting me know, ERT. I think this one was $629 with a motherboard. I can use the motherboard for maybe a Raptorium rig or something. Coyote says, you know any good proxy stratums? I don't really know what you mean by that other thing, like, because that's all you're going to do is change your batch file, and then it's going to be provided by, like, Ethermine, right? So, what is it? Ethermine.org. Start mining. Yeah, so they're just going to give you a different port for that. I think it's same with 2 miners too, right? Yeah. Unless you're talking about something else. Maybe I don't understand. All right. Oh, no, where'd the file? There it is. Timothy Allen said, well said. I think ETH devs are trying to make it look that way to pad it up for now. Probably. Lethargy says, regarding HNT, how can developers have faith in a network supported by companies that can't supply enough hardware to support the network? Why would any developer want to build on that? Well, I mean, so in there, first of all, I'm super frustrated with the HNT hardware problem. I would love to have one to test for you guys. At the same time, even if I had one, I'm just going to, like, it's hard, like, because Vosk has some, you know, like, there's people that are getting them. But, like, even if I had one, I, like, in good conscience, like, the video would be, hey, this is a cool device. You can't buy it. It makes this amount of money. Get jealous. That's all you can really do with it. And that's annoying to make a video like that, which is really where the entire tech YouTube industry is right now as a whole. I know, like, a lot of people have stopped watching tech channels, traditional tech channels, like Paul's Hardware, I know, is having a huge dip in views, etc. You know, Linus Tech Tips, because when you go to watch that, you're going to watch hardware that you could maybe potentially buy or that you could buy. But because you can't now, people don't want to watch it. So there you go. I am me. Been waiting on a payout for over 2 weeks at 75 gas. Yes, that's not going to happen at 75. You need to bump up to 120 or something like that. Oh, man. So I'll be moving to a new place on the 27th. About 9 days. All right. Let's see here. Coyote said, I saw some videos with really low ping. What were those? What do you mean? We're talking about making sure you keep your ping low. Like picking the best mining pool. Is that the one you were talking about? I think let's see, mining pool ping. I can't even find my own video on it. I'm trying to find it for you. Reduce stale shares. I should have named it something different, but I don't know. Here you go, bro. That is the video that goes over pinging pools. There's a guide. If you go into the description, it links to 2 miners, which has the guide on how to use it. Hey, Cruz, thanks for the compliment. Glad you enjoyed the channel. I enjoy having you guys watch for sure. Jacob Burgess says, woo for the move. Yeah, it's going to be temporary. I'm going to be moving a lot for like the next year, I think, at this point. I'm doing Airbnb monthly. I'm not sure where I go from here, but you know, we're gonna make it work. I am working really hard to get internet out at the mining farm. I have that office. That's going to be a permanent location for recording videos as soon as I can get internet there. So we're going to set up that whole office. I'm going to have a designer come in and set it up and help me like make it look good for you guys. So it's really cool. And that's the ultimate, that's where we're headed. It's just, look, I don't even have septic out there or water. So there's no septic, there's no water, there's no internet, like zero utilities at all, except for power. And then I'm running off a hotspot. That's how my farm is looking right now. So it is what it is. ERT said, Paul took a break from posting on YouTube and it hurt him. Plus, when he posts to Twitter, he does not use the link, but watch through Twitter. And that affects how many views you get too. Interesting analysis there, ERT. I have been looking, though, at the numbers, and I think tech channels in general have had more of a struggle. I think, like, anybody under the LTT is struggling. LTT, though, even was going down a little bit as well. But they've kind of recovered. They're doing some more fun stuff. All right. Coyote said, I mine blocks, has a video with another program running. I don't know which one, man. Sorry. Cruz says, Son of a Tech, what is the most optimal fan speeds for the maximum output before the fans blow off? All right. If that's not necessarily how that works. So, okay. Fans on GPUs are going to go out. In my experience, good fans on GPUs obviously last significantly longer. Bad fans go out much quicker. Vendors that fans go out on very quickly are ASRock, MSI, XFX. Fans that I haven't had any trouble with, Sapphire, EVGA. Yeah, so far. That I've had for like over a couple years mining. Obviously, like the faster the fan is spinning, the faster it's going to fly off and cause damage to other components. That being said, I run between 80 and 100% on all my fans right now. Okay, Anonymous Miner says get a 5-gallon bucket to solve the septic. Yeah, that's fine. It's fine. It's fine until we need to work out of there. Because we need to work out of there. That's what we need to do right now. That way, our channel has a home. I'm looking for a home for my YouTube channel. For our YouTube channel. I'm looking for a home for it. Nice and cozy. There's probably going to be a couch in the back again. Jacob Burgess says there's some super cool Airbnb. Should call it Traveling with Son of a Tech. Yeah, so I'm going to be all like in the same area, but I did get a place out at the lake. It's further away, but I did get a lake. I did get a lake house for the month. Coyote said, no problem. I will look into it. I tested some, but they were not that good. Best of luck for your moving. Thank you, good sir. It is fully furnished too. So all we got to do is move like this table and the stuff I do, you know, for this, and then we're good. Matt said, is there a high demand for replacement fans? And the answer to that is yes. Now, I found a place, I'll have to go look, that started their own business selling them. And he had said that he wanted to work with me, and then when I went to like follow up with him, it didn't go through. Part of the problem though is I'm finding I'm missing a lot of emails. I'm gonna have to get it. I mean, I was supposed to be on around the blockchain on Monday, which wouldn't have worked anyways because I was super busy, but you know. Bogdan says, is it worth buying 100K worth of mining equipment for the next 4 years? Man, so my opinion on mining is that you should start small and just keep reinvesting whatever you mine. First of all, it's going to teach you the discipline of upgrading and maintaining mining equipment. Buying 100K worth of mining equipment, installing it, and then maintaining it when you have zero experience on the ground level of doing that is a surefire way to make you hate everything about cryptocurrency mining. You need to understand what you're getting into, right? you need to understand, you need to get used to troubleshooting rigs, troubleshooting network connections, what each piece is and how it all functions. If you just go like hardcore, drop like 500K on like mining equipment and you hook it all up, first of all, it's going to take you forever to hook it up because you probably never hooked one up before. So that alone is going to waste a whole bunch of time. And then once you get that all done, you're going to have to learn to troubleshoot all that all at once. It's going to be really hard and it's going to get frustrating. Just start small. Then if you feel like it's good, put in a bigger investment, then a bigger investment. Danilo Gomes says, what kind of effect do you think Christmas is going to have on coin price? Also, I don't know if you talked about this, but if people can't buy that much hardware, how is the network difficulty rising so much? So the network difficulty isn't necessarily rising so much, right? If we look, bam, doom, doom, doom. It had this dip off. It was at 762. It dipped from the Chinese thing, and now we are at 11. So from, what is this from? June. I guess it is going up pretty good. All right, I'm wrong. So, yeah, dip's going up pretty good. I mean, I've noticed it's going up. I didn't realize it went up 5, though. That's actually quite a bit. What's that? Yeah, that's pretty high. So, well, first of all, there are all the NVIDIA mining cards that are being sold to places and we don't know about. There are if we look at, where is it? These ASIC miners right here. These are probably going online. These are probably going online. You can't purchase this as a regular human being. These are coming soon. And if you guys aren't familiar with like what Antminer does, they mine on them before they send them to people. So that's why. I think it's ASICs. That's what I think. All right. Let's see. Avde Pay says, "That's son of a tech. Come hang out with us in Canyon Lake. You got a couple of rooms for rent." Cool. Sounds good. Big Wooly said, "I did exactly what you said. Started with a single 5700 XT back in February. Now I'm up to 14 GPUs. Just sold and bought a new GPU every time I had enough." And that, my friend, is how you do it. Have you noticed that your mindset changes? Revenue, baby. Revenue is king. Revenue is king. Top notch. Why do they mine on them to sell them? So they can make back all their cost. And then everything, and then what they sell it to you for is profit. Everything is profit. That's why. That's how the ASIC industry works. That's why ASICs are just bunk from the get-go. In my opinion. That's how the business works though right now. You build the ASIC. You mine on it until it pays off the hardware. You're testing. Right? Quality control. That's your quality control. You mine until it pays off your BOM cost and then you sell it. It's an amazing business. I wish that was my business, dude. It's amazing. ERT Ted says, "Son of a Tech is also addicting to keep buying cards." That's true. Big Willie said, "Son of a Tech, yep, every GPU you add made the next GPU come quicker." That's exactly correct. So, I got to go to jiu-jitsu. We went 6 minutes over today. I think that was a pretty good live stream. Thanks everybody for the support. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit the notification bell. We'll be back on tomorrow, 9:45 a.m. Central Time to 10:45 a.m. That is going to be 10:45 a.m. East Coast. And on the West Coast, it'll be, what is that, 7:45 a.m.? Did I get that right? You know, I should really look this up and try to memorize it. It's because I always think about Arizona, because I have friends and family in Arizona. And then I'm always like, when did the fallback happen? I don't know. I'll see you guys next Tuesday.